So Christmas is just around the corner, and with Pinterest being so uber popular, it's kind of the thing to be super crafty and have all of your holiday gifts to be homemade. Well, luckily for me, I got this super cute and functional idea from a friend of mine. So now, thanks to her, I can pass on my magnificent crafty know-how to the YouTube nation. So today, I will teach you how to make a no sewing involved fleece blanket just in time for the holidays. So what I've done so far before I started filming is I've laid both sets of fleece out. You need two sets. I chose, obviously, I'm sitting on it right now. This is the top part, the pattern part, and this one's going to be actually made for my grandmother because she's like obsessed with leopard. So I got that, and then at the bottom, which I'll show you in a minute, is just a plain solid color, which is how I'm making all of mine this year. I'm making 14 blankets this year. So this is actually my very, very, very first one ever that I've ever made. I've just learned how to make it from one of my friends. And I'm just going to kind of tweak it a little bit to suit me, to kind of suit how I do crafty things like this, I guess you could say. So I'll go ahead and show you what I've done. So here we go. Okay, so what I've done before is I've laid both sets out. So what I'll show you right over here, you can see I've like pinned them with just regular clothespins to kind of keep them together, and I have cut off a lot of the excess hangover or whatever that, you know, just kind of falls over on the other side. You want them to be lined up as best as you can, so it makes it just easier. And then most of the fleece, if not all of them, will come with, on one side, with like the name of, you know, like the fabric or the place you got it from. On usually the printed side, so that's why I keep the printed side up. You'll definitely want to cut that off because it just won't, you know, it won't look good. So that's like the most cutting you have to do, is just to cut this band off. Other than that, you know, you'll kind of have like just these little pieces maybe that hang over a little bit. You just want to kind of, you know, straighten it up a little bit. So, you know, go ahead and do that first. It'll take some time. Find a really sharp pair of scissors. These are actually, I don't even know, these are called ultra sharp, I guess. I don't know. I kind of accidentally found them. I actually bought a brand new pair of scissors that I was going to use for this, but I cannot find them. So I just kind of accidentally found these, but these have been working. That's what I used to cut off all of the excess fleece that hangs over. So if you can like pin these together, just kind of keep them together, that would work perfect. You know, I'll flip it over. You really can't see it because of my carpet, but it's just like a creamy color underneath. So that'll be like the bottom part, and then right here is the top part. So once you get everything cut off, we can begin. But I will show you, I left one side undone. I will show you how you can, like, you know, cut them to roughly match. It won't look perfect when it's together. Like, there is some that like hangs over, some white right here that hangs over from the pattern, but it'll actually work together once we get to another section of it. So I will go ahead and show you how to cut off the excess pattern, excess fleece, so you can get started to section it off. Okay, so this is the side that I have not trimmed up yet. There is a side that you'll probably get that kind of rolls a little bit on the edge. I am not actually going to touch that because that's where I lined everything up perfectly to start with, and then that's where I'm cutting off the other 3 edges. So you can cut off the little side that curls in. I'm not going to, because it's really, once we section it off and start tying, it's not going to really matter to me personally, because once, you know, it gets washed a couple times, it'll curl on its own. There's nothing you can do about it. So go ahead and leave that side undone. You want to match it up somehow. So that's how I did it. I just lined it up. You can't see it from here, but There's really nothing to see. You just line up the two patterns. But here is the last section that I have not done yet. And what I'm going to do is I just flip it over a little bit. It's still pinned. But you can kind of see right here, like all the extra pattern that we're going to try to cut off to line these up and clean it up a little bit. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll show you. You know, it's very simple. What I've been doing, because I'm actually left-handed, and I just get in the way, like walls get in the way for doing it in my bedroom. But what I've been doing, and I've just been taking the pins off of like half of it, and I'll just cut down. Like I'll just make a little line to meet up with the bottom pattern, okay? And then, you know, I can just start cutting to that side and then, you know, come the other way. So I'll go ahead and do it this way so you can probably see it a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Kind of keep it tight a little bit, like don't pull it a lot because you'll cut too much off, but just keep it so the scissors glide a little easier. And it's really okay, honestly, if you don't make a perfectly straight line. The lady who cut my fabric anyway, this is clearly not a straight line, but it's not going to matter. It really isn't. Once we're done, you'll see why it won't matter that much. Okay, so this is kind of what you're left with right here. So we can, and you can see hopefully a little bit, there is still just a little bit of pattern left, but that's okay because it'll work when we go to tie it together. So go ahead and pin these back. So I'll go ahead and do the other side to show you again if you can see it from there. So just go from like the little slit that we made right about in the middle and go and take it down to the end. Take your time with it. I mean, you don't want to, you know, severely mess it up, because if you do take a lot off, like too much, it won't really look that good, even when it is tied. So, you know, just take your time, especially if you're a beginner like me. But see, there's the other side. Toss that away, and then go ahead and repin it back. And we'll do the next step. Okay, so what we're going to do next, and it's super simple, you're just going to cut a square out of each corner. So what I'm using is I just took a regular index card and I folded it in half as about as best I could. We're not only going to use it for making the corners, but we're also going to use it to section off each piece that we're going to start tying. So I've already started right before I began this section to kind of see where I was at. So what you just want to do is like line the bottom of the card up at the bottom of your blanket, and then just cut like a little slit right where the card ends. And then what you're going to do is bring that up. That seems about right to me. So, and it still matches up with the card. So you're just going to leave your card as your guide and just cut and cut up. So right there you can see we cut a section out. So go ahead and do that to all four sides, keep them consistent, and we will do the last part. Okay, so we have cut off all of the square sections, both sides. So now we are on to the last part, and this is actually the longest part, but it's the final part, and it's kind of fun if you're weird like me, I guess. But okay, so remember our card, so it's still folded in half. And what we're going to want to do is, actually, let me start you here in the corner. Okay, this is our first corner that we did earlier. So what you're going to do is you're just going to line your card up to the edge of that corner. And you're going to want to, on the other side, you can, I actually did this to one of the corners too. You can take one of your clippies and you can clip it on there so it stays. And then just take your scissors And you're going to want to just come up to the other side and cut down. There. So you'll have a piece like this, both sides, obviously. Okay. So where we cut here, line up to that cut. If you want to, which I think I'm going to do. It will take a little bit longer to keep them pinned. You know, just to grab your pin, pin it. But anyway, go down. And it's okay if it moves. You can kind of still judge it. There we go. See, obviously, of course, like I said earlier, this is my very first blanket I've made, and you can tell it's not straight. It's more narrow up here than it is down here. But I'm sure if once I get 14 of these made, I'm going to be a pro and I can do this in my sleep in the dark. Well, then don't worry about it. Just, you know, go through and it's homemade for a reason, guys. It's not going to be perfect, and if you know, if you don't want to do this my way because it's not perfect, that's totally okay. You can, I'm sure you can, you know, keep looking and find something that they do it, you know, better. They have a different method or something, but you know, this works for me, and I hope it works for some of you guys too. So just keep going. Just keep sectioning off. I'll do a couple more with you. Pin it. Come to the other side. There we go. Okay. Take your card off. There we go. Cut all the way around, and then I'll go back through again and show you how to tie them together. Okay guys, so after you're done cutting all of your strips, this is pretty much what your finished product will be like. It'll be, you know, tied in knots and, you know, both sides. And I would show you the entire thing, but it takes up my entire room. It's just really hard to kind of like stand and show you all of it. But you know, if I record me making any other ones, I will definitely try to make sure I can show you. But you know, it will take you a while to cut all these strips out. It took me solid hour, if not more. But here, I will go ahead and show you right here. I left a couple undone. Right here, right on the edge right here. I kind of left it sort of in the middle. So one more time, what we did is we just took the two strips like this. You want to tie it in a little knot like a shoelace and tie it again and keep it kind of tight and just let them fall. You can pull them to the side, but you don't have to. You can just leave them go wherever. It will kind of be a little like tight, I guess, in the corners until it gets kind of worn out a little bit, but they'll come out once it's washed or used a lot or whatever. But here we go one more time. Tie it like a shoestring like this. Tie it again, pull it, let it go. A way to make a no-sew fleece blanket. You can probably use different kind of materials, fabrics. I don't know which ones would suffice as a blanket, but it is definitely something you can probably check out. So that is how you do it. So I hope you enjoyed this little like tutorial. This is my very first video ever made, so I greatly apologize if I've rambled, repeated myself, stuttered, just, you know, horrible editing skills. It's something I'll have to work on. Check back at my channel. I do have plans, you know, I kind of want to make this sort of like maybe a hobby, not necessarily just like how-to videos, but any kind of video or anything, you know, let me know if you want to see anything. I will kind of pretty much go all over the board. Lately I've been very, very much inspired by Jenna Marbles and, you know, Smosh, Niga Higa, you know, all those huge names on YouTube. Soon I hopefully will get a video every week once I start developing a fan base or anything like that. So I'll keep you guys updated, but that is that's my video. So I hope you liked it, and if not, give me a chance. Let me make some more. Let me get all over the board here, and see what I can do to entertain my fellow YouTubians. So, I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope your family or friends love the blankets that you're going to make for them. All right, bye.